welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. Today we are going back to the 1980s once again, in fact, the year 1980, and the song Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen from the Game album that came out that year. A really fun song to play on the mandolin, and you know, the acoustic guitar part that I'm going to show you was actually played by Freddie Mercury on the recording. That's because Freddie wrote the song on acoustic guitar and he played it on the album. Of course, Brian May did all of the solos, but it's a really fun song. I'll show you all the chords and some of the cool little parts that go throughout that song as well, so stay tuned for that. But first, a little bit of business. If you're new here, please hit that subscriber button on the way out, that little red button down there. Also, please leave us a like if you like this video. Same story, if you are a returning subscriber, hit that like button down below. Thanks for coming back again, by the way, and also, please check out our Patreon and affiliate links down below. Over on Patreon, we have some cool things happening, including monthly jam sessions, live on Zoom, and the chance to take monthly lessons with me one-on-one if you so choose. That's over on our Patreon link, which is down below here. But that's enough business for this session. Let's get into this song by Queen, Crazy Little Thing Called Love for Mandolin, here on RPM. All right, Crazy Little Thing Called Love starts off in the key of D. In fact, it is in the key of D, all right? With a few little surprises thrown in the song, throughout the song. But it starts off with this little pattern on the D chord. So what is that little pattern there? Well, that's your D, as I said. I'm playing the open D chord, the first position D chord here, second fret of the G string, of course, and second fret of the E, open strings in the middle, right? And I'm hitting that note there on sort of the offbeat, like that. Can you see that with my pinky finger there? And what I'm doing there is I'm actually playing a D sus4 chord, okay? So from D to D sus4. The 4 in a D scale, D is a G note, right? D, E, F sharp, G. So that's your 4. So that little note there is the 3rd fret of your E string there, okay? 3rd fret, it's right next to that one. So I'm just keeping these two fingers locked down on my D chord, and I'm employing my little pinky finger there to pick up that, or to hit that pickup note, right? So, can you hear that? Just like that, okay? All right, the strumming pattern is a little bit tricky in this one. It starts off like this. So it's conventional at the beginning. Down, down, up, like that. But then immediately it kind of gives you the little up, down, up, down, up, like that. So, to slow it down, so I'm going up, down, up on that D chord, and then another down to catch that sus4 note. So, one more time, the beginning. 4 times, and then the verses. The verses go into a more conventional strumming pattern, but they're still utilizing that little sus4 note at the end of every measure, okay? So that continues through the verses like this. This thing called love, it was, get a handle on it. Something like that on the verses. Okay, let's stop there before I show you the rest of it. So I'm going from the D to the D sus4, then to a G chord, conventional G, open G right here, second fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the E, right? And then up to the C chord there, which is the same, you know, the same configuration as the G, just up a couple strings, right? So here, your conventional C chord. But the strumming on the C chord is a little bit different. They do this. I'll show you again from the D. So it's kind of a more staccato, like that. So, this thing called love, I must get round to it. You see on the round to it. So it's C, C, back to the G, and then D again. Again, same thing. Okay, so once again the chords are D to G, C, C, G, and back to D. All right, from there they go to, right? So again, the whole thing, the whole pattern. This thing called love, I must get round to it. It moves, la, fish, I kinda like it. And crazy little thing called love. So when he goes to crazy little thing called love, when he says those lines, he is, the guitar player, Freddie Mercury, is actually going to these chords here. Okay, so what are those chords? Well, you've got a B flat chord, then a C chord, and then a D. Okay, so B flat is here, second fret of your G, second fret of your D, and first fret of the A string now. Okay, that's your B flat root note there. Actually, there's another one here. Two B flat root notes in this chord. So, crazy little thing. So, he's just moving that whole configuration just up 2 frets to get a C chord here. This is a C chord. Maybe you haven't seen this this voicing of the C chord. You're probably more familiar with that one, or this one, or this one. And you could play any of those C voicings. But for me, I think it works easiest in this song just to move that B flat voicing up like that. That keeps it sort of in the same, well, it keeps it consistent here through the song here. So you could go, you could do that if you want, but it's much easier, I think, just to stay here. The B flat chord, again, second fret, first fret, and then move it up 2 to a C chord, which is now 5, 5, 3. Okay, and then back to the D. So, crazy little thing called love, crazy little thing, and you're just crazy little, so you're just hitting, so that's your strumming pattern there, down, down, up. Okay, so let's play through the whole verse part and that little, I guess a chorus line there, you might call it. So here we go. This thing called love, I must get round to it, listen, it jives, a jellyfish, I kinda like it, a crazy little thing called love. And they end the verses on that D chord by going like that with that Sus4 note again. So, all right, so those are the verse patterns for this song. Okay, the next part of this song, he goes, there goes my baby, she knows how to rock and roll, and so on. Okay, I'll show you those chords in a minute. First, it goes to a G. There goes my baby. Straight strumming, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. There goes my baby on the G. C chord, G chord again, okay? C chord again, kind of staccato on that C. She knows how to rock and roll, right? You just want to kind of follow along with the rhythmic pattern of the vocals that Freddie Mercury's doing while he's singing there. She knows how to rock and roll, right? And then back to the G chord on rock and roll, on the roll word. Okay, so there goes my baby, right? She knows how to rock and roll. And then from here, we switch to that B flat chord again. Again, a strange sort of chord, but really kind of cool and very creative to go to a B flat there, right? So there goes my baby, G chord. C chord, back to the G, and now to the B flat. Down, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's for 2 bars because there's that cool little bass line that goes underneath that B flat chord there. Okay, so once again, the B flat chord is here on the B flat note there, and that's the 3rd fret of your G string, and there's your 3rd fret of the D and the 1st fret of the A. That's actually a B flat and a B flat. Okay, those are B flat notes there, making that a B flat chord. Okay, so there goes my baby. Okay, so there's a couple of chords that are a little different as well that you might not expect. Again, coming from Freddie Mercury, who really wasn't a guitar player, he really kind of threw some chords in here out of left field that maybe a regular guitar player wouldn't have thought of. And why not? It makes the song even more interesting, right? So that part after the B flat, the bass line going do, do, do. I'll show you that in a minute too on the mandolin. But here, B flat, then you go E, E, A, F. All right, that's the kind of the tricky one there. So E, E, so you go 1, 2, 1, 2, F. Okay, so E, E, I'm playing an E major there. First fret here, second fret, right? E, E, just twice. 1, 2, A, F. Okay, so I'm playing that A down there. Second fret of the G string, second fret of the D. And again, just 1, 2, and then once on the F. That's it, okay? And the F chord is the second fret of the G string, third fret here of the D, and third fret of the A. F chord voicing. All right, so one more time from that B flat part. So E, E, A, F. Those chords are played quite quickly, so you got to kind of chop them off as well with your right hand. Very staccato. Just like that. Okay, and that cool little bass line that I told you about earlier over the B flat chord is really fun to play. You can do that easily on the mandolin too. It just goes like that. What is that? Well, that's just a straight B flat major scale. Starting on this note here, the B flat note, which is your first fret of the A string, and you're just going, right? A B flat major scale. So first fret and then open on the A, fifth fret, third fret, second fret, open, fifth fret, third fret. That's your B flat note again. So like that. Okay, and that goes into the, all right, it goes into that part. So let's go through this once again. So you're going, there goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. All right, that's the first part of what I guess is the pre-chorus to the song. All right, also in the pre-chorus now, there's some other cool little guitar and bass licks. That you can play if you want. You don't have to play that. You can just stick with the chords. But I like those licks. They kind of sound cool. So what are those licks? Well, I'll show you that one first. That is just the 7th fret, 6th fret, and 5th fret of the G string. 7, 6, 5, and then down to the 2, 1, open. And they're played very choppily, very staccato-like, just like this. Right? Just downstrokes with your right hand. So there's a bit of a pause there too. Go. Now here, that part you could play the first note here, like that, or you could play, it doesn't really matter. You can play that open D note there if you like, or you can play the A note down here. I like the D note there. So like this. All right, what is that? That's the D note. Then you've got the E note, 2nd fret here on the D string. 4th fret, F sharp note, and then the G. That's the 5th fret, and then your open A. And then you walk down from the A. So these notes just repeat. So again, open, 2, 4, 5, open, and then back down again. Open, 5, 4, 2, open. And then back into that chord progression again. Okay, so one more time I'm going to play through that pre-chorus for you. Ready? There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She got rock and roll fever. Leaves me in a cool, cool sweat. And back in a, like like that. Okay, and finally the guitar solo. Well, I don't have the guitar solo worked out for you on the mandolin, but I could show you the chords that are behind it. Okay, so the chords for underneath the guitar solo: B flat, the D, G, D, and then B flat again, and then that same part again, E, E, A, F, and then we go into that part again, right? And then that time they climb up and stop at the A. They go like that. Okay? So you're going D, E, F sharp, G, A. So 1, 2, open, second, 4, 5, 7 there. Okay? So okay, that's it for Crazy Little Thing Called Love. There's some cool chords there for you to play on the mandolin and some really interesting little licks and parts throughout the song. Have fun with it. Thanks very much for tuning into this video once again. We really appreciate your support. Don't forget to leave us a like on your way out and check out our links down below. My name is Mike DeJong and this is RPM.